All right, hello, good evening. Welcome to another live episode of the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. Alongside Kelvin Rozier, I'm Bryan Fulford. KR, what's up?
What's going on, B? All is well on my end. I've been enjoying a little bit of soccer. Yes, that's right. I said soccer World Cup. Been some entertaining games, and the cameraman has been on point.
They've been doing. They understand the assignment. That's all I'm.
Absolutely, they get an A.
They get
A plus.
A plus. I'm not going. I'm gonna stop right there, and before I get in trouble and tell on myself, that's all I'm gonna say. Another good day of football action. Get it right. Got to get the terminology right. I really wish I was in a city that had soccer going on right now, or at least a world that was hosting World Cup matches.
I'm surprised Kelvin World wasn't chosen because I know they hold friendlies there all the time.
The renovations.
Oh, that's right.
The renovations through it was either planned for the World Cup, and I think when they realized that they didn't get the World Cup, and then when the Jacksonville Jaguar thing came, they made a strategic move, which I think was the right move.
Right. To
worry more so about the renovations if you got a chance to get the Jaguars for 8 or 9 games, 8, 9 plus a preseason or two. That made the most sense. So it was a smart play. But South Florida, which is home of the Orange Blossom Classic in Camping. Well, I don't know. They don't call it Hard Rock Stadium. They just call it Miami Stadium for these.
Because FIFA. Because of sponsorships in FIFA. All the stadiums and like Mercedes-Benz is Atlanta Stadium.
Atlanta Stadium and Dallas. Jerry World is Dallas Stadium, and I did read something about the water breaks, the hydration breaks as they call them. Are going to generate nearly possibly $1 billion among all of the various networks across the world who are getting advertisers, and Fox is expected to recoup about half of the money that they paid in broadcast rights for just off of the commercial breaks, hydration breaks alone. So even for indoor stadiums, you get hydration breaks. So I guess, business. Big business. And, I think the little bugs that people were talking about initially where they were missing some part of the action, they just went to the picture-in-picture, which makes the most sense. It's like, run the ads right next to it. And then, it all works out, man. People going to find a way to make their money.
For sure.
I just can't believe the prices on tickets. So that's the part that gets me. So I don't know if any of you guys in the chats are paying these prices to go. I'd just like to know, what do you do for a living and how can I be down? Because
it's a bucket list item, man.
Is it really?
Yeah, for a lot of people, it's a bucket list item. So that's they want splurge.
Tickets cost more than going to the Super Bowl. Now, going to the Super Bowl is a bucket list item for me. But, these tickets for the World Cup, I think, are costing more than a Super Bowl ticket. If the last time I saw what Super Bowl tickets are going for.
Not all of them.
Well, yeah.
Some teams draw more than others.
That's true. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming in, whether you're watching us on Facebook, on the Black College Sports Network Facebook page or the O&G StrikeZone Facebook page. We say hello to you. Hello to everybody, of course, on YouTube. My JBN Online is the Jericho Broadcast Network's Black College Sports Network YouTube page, where so many of our friends are. And you can always join and be a part of that experience. And also, we have our O&G StrikeZone YouTube page. Folks are watching on Twitter and Instagram Live. We say hello to you as well, however and wherever you might be watching the show. Coming up on tonight's show, this one is a special show for we did this one. This is Kelvin. Kelvin put this one together. So you have to ask who put this show together. This is all Kelvin Rozier and all of our friends who are graduates of, go ahead and say Kelvin.
The high.
That's right. So this show is especially dedicated to all of you. It's coming up at the bottom of the hour. Shawana McFarland is the FAMU DRS Be Out Day organizer. And we're going to talk to her about the event. Obviously you can see Kelvin's shirt. Is that from last year's
this is from last year? Yes, sir.
Last year's Be Out Day. I saw some pictures from last year. My homeboy Kelvin K. Farrell, he was there last year. He sent me some photos. And so, if anybody has, obviously, if you are someone from out of town who comes to Tallahassee, you have probably interacted with somebody, whether they were just local to Tallahassee or graduated from FAMU High. And so we kind of all become familiar to some degree with FAMU High, whether we, or now they call it FAMU DRS, but FAMU High is what I remember.
What mystique is. That's right. That's what the mystique is.
That's what the mystique is, right? So, all of us in some form or fashion probably have some friend or we heard something. And so, we just want to dedicate this show to talking about, letting people know a little bit more about what's going on at FAMU High. I mean, maybe we'll talk about
baby
some
rattlers.
Of the baby rattlers, as they're known, the illustrious alumni, and some of the, it's quite a nice group of alums that are from out of FAMU High, that can lay, and they have transitioned not just to FAMU, but to other colleges across Florida and the nation.
Doing big things.
Pretty nice.
Small population. We like the Marines. The few, the proud.
Well said. And we'll also be talking with FAMU High's boys basketball coach. Coach, is it Dion? It's Dion Desir, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He is the boys. I'm sorry. Oh, excuse me. Thank you for correcting me. Okay. She is the FAMU boys basketball coach. So you don't see that a lot in high school boys basketball. Speaking as somebody who coaches, in high school boys basketball down in Orlando. So we will talk to her about how long has she been the head coach there?
Don't make me lie, but I know it's been at least 3 years.
Okay. All right. So we'll talk about the journey and they have a nice fundraiser that they are putting together, and they have some goals. So we'll kind of help promote the program for Coach Desir as well. So that's what we got to look ahead to on tonight's show. All right, before we get into a few topics and things like that, let's kind of do shout-outs. Shout-outs are kind of, the roll call is kind of slim.
Hey, before you go, I'm going to give a very special shout-out to I'd Rather Be Golfing down in Polk County.
It's been a minute since I seen him in the chats.
Yeah. He was hanging out with one of my best friends down there. And, I thought all the Rowleys in Polk County were Rattlers. But I'd rather be golfing as a JSU Tiger.
Really?
Yes, really. But guess what? His son was on the golf team, graduating from FAMU. We always want our children to do better than what we did. So very good job. You did a good job. I'd rather be golfing.
Well said. Well said.
But
Nice
thanks for watching the show. We appreciate it.
Yeah. We miss you in the chats. It's been a minute since I seen that tag in the chat. So that's cool. All right. Well, let's go through the roll call. I don't see all the familiar faces. Some folks are probably it's summertime. So, folks are maybe just being lazy and chilling and doing all kinds of other stuff. So shout out to Ken Rozier checking in. Good to see you, Ken. Thank you for being a JBN subscriber on my JBN Online. Appreciate you. Jimmy Mack checking in. Good to see you, Jimmy. Emmett Jones. Good to see you, Emmett. Bull checking in. Good to see you, Bull. Kev from Tally. Good to have you, Kev. Thanks for checking in. B. Starks. Another JBN subscriber. Appreciate you joining the YouTube page, as well as DQ Will. Good to have you. Makiba West. Good to see you. Makiba, 3 in a row. All you JBN subscribers, you can go join. Mary 305, South Florida. Good to see you, Mary. Little baby checking in.
Hello, big little baby.
Tamara T, another JBN subscriber. Good to have you. Thank you. Good to see you. Ashton Harris checking in.
Nicola.
In the hizzy. Steve Campbell checking in.
What's up, Steve?
Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh yeah, NBA. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's going on too, huh? Yeah. My team didn't have anybody drafting, so I was kind of like, meh. Anyway. Hey, hello. What up?
Hello.
Let's see. Gail checking in. Good to see you, Gail.
What's up, Miss Gail?
Thank you for being a JBN subscriber. We got Earl checking in.
What's up, Earl?
On Twitter. Good to have you, Earl. Edwin Moore checking in. Noticing all the details tonight, Edwin. Good to appreciate you.
What's going on, Instigator?
Meredith checking in. Thanks for being a JBN subscriber. Back from Ghana? Wasn't it Meredith who was in Ghana last week? Who was in Ghana?
That's Demetra.
Demetra was in Ghana last week.
Yeah,
okay.
She still might be there.
She's still okay. So I knew somebody, one of our regulars was in Ghana. We got to find out what's it looking like. EA checking in. Good to see you, EA. All right, Anthony, Party. Good to have you. We welcome all. We welcome all, Shako, good to see you. Edwin, well, thank you for being a JBN subscriber. If I didn't shout you out, I apologize. Usually there's a little symbol when you sign up on YouTube to be a JBN subscriber. So we see those early and often. All right. Let's get into a little news, a little baseball related news, Kelvin. We're gonna kind of catch up a little bit. Because today's one of those shows where maybe we'll kind of spotlight some things. It's kind of quiet on the FAMU front. So there's always stuff going on within the conference. So maybe we'll get into talking about, and in the NCAA, there's stuff always happening. So,
right.
The things that aren't FAMU related, we'll definitely get to things related to the conference and just college athletics in general. But let's start with the news that came out maybe about a week ago. Last week, I don't know if it came out right after the show, but Marquise Grissom. Huh?
Yeah, it was right after the show.
Okay. The news came out, you see there via the Southwestern Athletic Conference, that Marquise Grissom was named or selected to be a part of the 2026 College Baseball Hall of Fame. And Gonna read a little bit from Gerald Thomas's article in the Tallahassee Democrat. Of course, for many of you who may or may not have known, Grissom was actually a part of the FAMU team from 87 and 88 for only 2 seasons, right? But this is the 19th induction, which will happen on February 11th, 2027. And Grissom played 2 seasons at FAMU, 87 and 88. In Grissom's final season, he led Division I in runs scored and triples per game. Runs scored and triples per game. He's a member of the FAMU Hall of Fame, the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference Hall of Fame, and the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. He was selected in the 3rd round of the MLB draft in 1988 to the Montreal Expos, where he spent 6 seasons. He was a 2-time All-Star in 1993 and 1994. He was the National League stolen base leader in 91 and 92. And if you remember, Kelvin, that was a time when like stealing bases in the 80s and early 90s.
Ricky Henderson.
Ricky Henderson. You had Coleman in St. Louis.
Right.
It was some dudes. And so for Grissom to kind of come right after or right in the middle of all that or right towards the end of all that was pretty special. And of course, don't forget the 94 Montreal Expos, one of the greatest teams that never had a chance to play in the playoffs. Because why? That was the strike year. That was the strike year. And Montreal really never recovered. I guess, if I'm not mistaken, didn't the Expos become the Nationals? Isn't that what happened? They eventually moved to Washington.
I believe you're correct. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you are correct.
Yeah, but it was never the same. Baseball in Montreal was never the same after that season, and they had built up quite a nice fan base, and it just the team just, I don't know, it just left. Yeah, and Steve said, confirmed that they are the Expos are the Nationals. Yeah, so it was kind of a sad period in baseball. But for many of us down here in the South, we'll, of course, remember that after that 94 season, Grissom would actually go, he would become a part of the
bad Braves.
The first World Series championship for the Braves in 95. He was a part of that squad in helping that team win a World Series. He also played for the Cleveland Indians, Milwaukee Brewers, LA Dodgers, and San Francisco Giants. Grissom earned 4 straight Gold Gloves for his defensive work from 93 to 96. And he was the League Championship Series Most Valuable Player in 1997. He ended up coaching the Washington Nationals in 2009. And he owns a franchise in the Developmental Legacy League baseball, which is based in Jackson, Mississippi. He owns the New Jack City Ballers. So appreciate Gerald for getting that info out. But February 11th, 2027 is when he'll be there. Let me see. What is this EA said? Oh yeah, Steve brought up a few things. Yeah, that Montreal squad, man, they had some players. Moises Alou, I think, was also part of that team back then.
Yeah, they could hit the ball.
Yeah. He said EA said he missed fellow Rattler Andre Dawson on the Expos by 1 or 2 years. Okay. Good stuff, guys. Appreciate you sharing that info. All right. Some other baseball news while we're talking baseball-related news. The rosters for the HBCU Swingman Classic have finally come out. And that's another thing. Remember, we were talking about, well, when's that going to come out? Sure enough, that came out. And so 4 Rattlers made the roster. And, they have 2 different teams. I think an American and a national. So you have on one team from left to right, you have redshirt senior Willie Brown, who was an infielder and outfielder right there from Tallahassee. That's him far left. Then, of course, you have pitcher Caleb Granger, who will be on the team with Brown. Then over on the other side, the national side, I think is correct. You've got, I guess now we can say, a pair of former Rattlers in Jay Campbell, who was the MVP of this game last year in Atlanta. Correct. Of course, Campbell's in the transfer portal. And then Jackson McKenzie, who's transferring over to Florida State. But he will be a part of this game as well. And so I don't know if we haven't heard any news on what Campbell's future looks like just yet. I haven't heard anything. Have you?
No, we haven't heard anything.
Right. So, but I believe now, one of the things that we'll have to, with the new NCAA rules, which we'll kind of talk about, who knows? We thought this was going to be the end of Caleb Granger's last season at FAMU, but who knows? With the latest news that came from the NCAA, maybe he comes back for another year. We'll have to talk about that a little bit later. And for Brown as well, we'll see. Even though he was a redshirt senior, so that's the 4 guys. Any thoughts there, Kelvin, on obviously former Rattlers? I don't know how you.
Once a Rattler, always a Rattler. Yeah. Those guys never speak for themselves, and 3 out of the 4 have sustained success as Rattlers more than one season. Will has started a couple of years now, along with Granger and along with Campbell. So McKenzie was the only new person to the squad. So those guys, I expect them to perform well. It would not shock me if one of them win player of the game again.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all. So if you're going to be in the Philadelphia area,
Marcus.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, exactly. We should tell Marcus. Marcus, you need to take a road trip down to Philly. I don't believe he should be that far away.
He's not. So,
yeah, he should definitely make a trip. Good to see Miss Timona in the house. Good to see you checking us out.
What's going on?
Always a fan of our show. I know she is. Even though she be trying to troll me sometimes on the social medias, but it's good to see you, Timona. Hope you're well. All right, and then Area checking in. Good to see you, Area. Thanks for checking in. One more bit of baseball-related news. Well, they've announced that FAMU Day at the Trop is going to be Friday, July 31st against the Chicago White Sox. That should be a pretty good game. White Sox are playing some good ball.
Yeah, they are.
Might even be in postseason contention. The Rays as well. So you're going to get a good game that night. And they're giving away a nice little hoodie. They've done hats the last couple years.
Not exactly giving it away. I mean, there's a price to it.
You're buying a ticket, but when you buy the ticket, though,
when you buy the ticket package, right?
You buy the ticket package and you get the hoodie. You get a chance. You have to go to the Redemption Center to get a hoodie. It's only available with the purchase of a special ticket package. So you got to take a look at that, at what that is. And a key point here, because I had to ask the question, or it's in there, but maybe you looked over it. Only comes in 2 sizes: adult medium and adult XL. So, you know, for some of us with broader shoulders, we may not be able to wear an adult XL, especially not an adult medium. So if you're going for the gear, you know, I don't know. Maybe
give
you
it to your children or your significant other. Or
yeah. You know,
something like that.
Sell it on eBay. Do something. I don't know. Do something with it. But I see Mike Reed, Road Dogg, sent me the flyer that you see on the right. The National Alumni Association, the South Pinellas chapter, is doing a fundraiser. So you can scan the QR code there, and you can purchase a ticket through them. You have until Friday, July 24th. There is an access code there. I believe it says 26 FAMU is the access code. $59 plus tickets. That's not a bad price for.
No, it's not. Ticket. It's not at all. You get in the game, get a little merch.
Yeah. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So good opportunity to get to the Trop and go check out some baseball and represent FAMU on that.
I'm pretty sure I'll make it this year. I made it 2 out of the last 3 years, but I didn't make it last year.
Yeah, if I'm not, I may try to go just to go, because I have not been to a Rays stadium. I keep holding out, hoping that the Rays will come on and move to Orlando, but who knows? That may not happen.
No, they've been built $1 billion stadium, man.
I don't know.
Right,
they're talking
right
about
next to Ray J.
They having issues. I heard something about taxpayers not wanting to.
Money always went out. Money and power.
Right. Keys to life, huh? There you go. Okay. When we get back, we're going to get into a conversation with Shawana McFarland to find out about the FAMU DRS Be Out Day, which is open to everyone. So don't think just because you didn't go to the high that you can't be a part of this. So we're going to talk to her right on the other side of this break. So shout out to all of the FAMU High alums in the chat. Maybe you know a FAMU High alum. Go ahead and send them a quick text and give them the link to the show and tell them they want to come check us out and come join in and get some info on this celebration of FAMU High. That'll be happening this weekend, correct? This weekend.
That's correct. Saturday.
All right. So you guys definitely want to tune in. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network.
From cancer care to accidental injuries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life. But with Globe Life Family Heritage, you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com. With over 25 years of serving communities, Dr. Beverly Eagles Rogers is here to help you and your family through difficult times. Dr. Beverly takes pride in Globe Life being one of the few companies that returns 100% of premiums to clients that stay healthy. So for more information, call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com.
If you've ever told yourself, I want to get into real estate but don't know where to start, here's something just for you. From Friday, July 31st to Sunday, August 2nd, the Learn Real Estate Fast Masterclass is coming to McKenzie Office Park in College Park. You'll learn wholesaling, commercial investing, and how to purchase property with zero money or credit. I can tell you, education and access are everything. This masterclass is designed to give you both. Whether you're brand new or ready to level up, this is where you start making real moves. Enjoy free lunch, free study materials, and receive a certification of completion. So don't wait. Seats are filling fast. Do not sit on the sidelines while others build wealth. Take that first step toward ownership and legacy. Get your tickets now at learnrealestatefast.com or tickpick.com. For more information, call 678-859-3303. Master the market, build your legacy, secure your future today.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
This is Bryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
All right, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan Fulford, Kelvin Rozier, and joining us right now is the organizer of the FAMU DRS Be Out Day, Miss Shawana McFarland.
Hi.
Hello.
What's going on, Shawana?
How's it going? Hello.
All is well.
Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. I'm wonderful.
All right. Well, why don't we start with just a little bit about you? Give us a little bit of background about you, and you can brag about FAMU High as much as you would love. But let people know a little bit about those who don't know about you.
I am Shawana McFarland, a proud graduate of the illustrious FAMU High, not DRS. We love them anyways, though. I also graduated from the university, so I am orange and green through and through.
Ain't lying either. It's a bunch of whole family.
Yes, my entire family. We don't play about FAMU or FAMU High.
That's right.
Yes.
And so Kelvin, I'm gonna give it over to you. I'm gonna fill in here because I'm the non-FAMU High person here on the screen. So I'll jump in when I feel appropriate or when I got a good question. Go ahead, Kay.
Yeah, Shawana is being modest. She was a basketball player. Her older sister Kim is my classmate who was a cheerleader. They got a bunch of family members who are nieces, daughters, cousins who went to the high and were athletes. But Shawana, what I want you to do is kind of talk about how the first Be Out Day came about and the committee you were part of and what the real purpose for this Be Out Day is.
Okay. So I am a member of the FAMU High DRS Hall of Fame committee. And what we wanted to do was to start our very first Hall of Fame at FAMU High, which has never been done before. So I had a friend of mine, someone who graduated from FAMU High, that's older than me. She came to me and she said, "Hey, I want you to help me start this, Hall of Fame." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So we did that. We gathered people that graduated from FAMU High and in all sports. And we got together and we created this committee. And we had our very first Hall of Fame banquet, which was 2 years ago. And it's kind of strange, but we inducted probably over 70 something people, including teens.
Right.
And we had it was, yes,
Seriously.
we took it all the way back to the 60s and the 70s.
Right.
We felt like we had to get those classes in because it was very important. No one had done this before. And so we felt that that was very important that we got all of those classes in, those people in. And so from there, we kind of formed Be Out Day, which really derived from chatter. We had heard that the younger people wanted to do something that was a fun one-day activity. So I said, well, hey, let's give the people what they want and let's call it Be Out Day. And so that is how it came about. We had our very first one last year. It turned out with over 200 and some people, FAMU High alumni, and DRS alumni, which was really great. We had a good time. We had entertainment, we had games, we had bounce house, food trucks. We just had a really good time.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's the cost? And tell the people what this really is about, other than us getting together and reminiscing.
Yes. So this is about supporting FAMU High sports team. And so a portion of our proceeds would definitely be donated to FAMU High, all sports teams, to help the teams out. And this is something that we've wanted to do. It's not just about fellowship, and it's about giving back to the school. And tickets are, so the event is this Saturday from 12 to 7. Tickets are $30. You can purchase them either the day of, or we have a link that you can go on and purchase called engage.famu.edu. Is where you can purchase your ticket, but also you can purchase the day of.
Okay. All right. And first of all, let me say that last year was phenomenal. I had friends and relatives who went to the high who came from Texas, and had a classmate who came down. I mean, he was in Georgia, but hadn't seen him since college, really, because most of us went to FAMU also after we matriculated from FAMU High. But it was such a successful event. As soon as it was over, that's all everybody talking about. I'll be there this year. And the folks who didn't make it were saying, well, I'm going to make sure I'm going to make it this time. So how's the response been thus far?
Oh, when I tell you, I am getting phone calls, text messages, emails. It's really overwhelming and just is so surreal, because there are so many people that wasn't there last year that is coming this year. So we have well over 100 and some participants. We expect more the day of, just like last year. So, hey, I am so excited. I cannot wait. And this event is for FAMU High DRS alumni and their family. Not so much the community, but for the high school and the alumni and their family.
Okay. Bryan, you got any questions?
I'm curious about so I'm blown away by that initial Hall of Fame and trying to include everybody, because I know sometimes, you could try to slow roll that.
Yes.
Well, I'm just curious about the number of alums. What are the official numbers, or what do the numbers look like in terms of alums, living, active, however you want to include it or say it? What does that number look like these days?
As far as, are you talking about how many we inducted, or you talking about?
I'm just thinking, just to give people a perspective.
That you have a number. Did you have a number in terms of how many alumni who went to FAMU High that are still around? What kind of population?
Oh my goodness. Whew, phew. I don't even know if I can put a number on it. It's just that many. Like we have so many people that are still in town that we basically see almost every day because we're a tight family from all classes. So, I can see today I saw someone that graduated 5 years, that's older than me. When I tell you, I was in the store the other day and I saw two of my schoolmates. I'm always seeing FAMU High people. We are all, most of us are all still here. There are a lot of us that's out of town, but a lot of us are still here in Tallahassee.
So how many people were in your...
Brian, what I would say...
Hold on. Let me find out.
I was going to answer your question.
Well, let me ask about the number in your graduating class, and I'm going to ask you as well, Kelvin. That's why I'm just trying to get the perspective to let people who are not familiar with the size of FAMU High understand what we're talking about.
FAMU High is not a Rickards, a Gobby, or any public school. We actually have small numbers. So my graduating class, we may have had 54 people in our senior class. That's just how small the classes are. I think the largest class may have been 70 something in one of the 2000 classes, but that is the highest. So we have very small graduating classes, and we're all just like family.
What about you, Kay? What about you, Kelvin? What was your class? Do you remember?
My class was I think under 50. I think we might have been 49 somewhere around there by the time we got there. But I was gonna say we got to remember we were kindergarten through 12 school.
K through 12 school.
So you get at high school level when I was there was an A and a B. So they split us up in half for homeroom, and they did, but in the elementary and middle, everybody was in the same class, same homeroom. So the numbers were smaller. It was about 30, 35, somewhere around there. But then you got a lot of people who went for a couple of years, might have went somewhere else, but they still relate and hang out and stuff. So, you kind of do the math. Let's just say 400 to 500 over. I mean, FAMU High's been around since FAMC, but
yes,
in terms of living and so forth, let's say 50 years, 50, 60 years times about 400. That'll probably be close to our alumni base.
So who were some of the names that were, because I told Kelvin, the one interesting thing I've always found about FAMU High is that the names and the alumni, I mean, there's some pretty big names that have graduated from FAMU High that are doing things, not just in Tallahassee or within the state, like nationally. Give some context to who some of those maybe from the Sports Hall of Fame, or maybe if you want to mention any other illustrious alums that you can recall. Don't feel bad if you forget somebody, because you don't have to name everybody, but I know that can be challenging.
Well, so we inducted Sam Madison, who played football at Louisville and also played in the NFL and coached in the NFL. We also inducted Ron Dugans, who played at Florida State and is now back at FAMU. We also inducted Jasmine Jones, who played basketball at FAMU High and also played in the WNBA and overseas. And she's also having a camp also Saturday at FAMU High. And those are just some of the people, I can't remember all, but those are just some of the standouts that I can recall. We had so many people.
Right. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Shawana, I know you probably ain't directly involved with some of the other events that are going on, but I saw some flyers and some other things that for Friday and Saturday after the you care to do you know and do you care to mention any of those events?
Well, Friday, one of our there's two parties on
Right.
Friday. So, and they're all hosted by our alums. And so one of them will be at Oasis, which is a FAMU High DRS Out Day mixer as well from 6 o'clock until. And then the second event is at the Cigar Lounge, which is off of South Monroe, also hosted by an alum. And that goes from 8 until. So if FAMU High, if you're out there, feel free to stop by. They are both free events. And so you'll find me at one of them. Yes.
I'm trying to get the go ahead, Kelvin. I'm trying to get the flyer on the screen so people can see one of those flyers that you had.
I know that some of our listening audience are familiar with Angela Suggs, Vaughn Wilson, Tiffany Artley, Dr. Tiffany Artley, also FAMU High alums. And it goes back as far as the doctor who operated on, I think it was Reagan, in DC when he had that assassination attempt. He was from Queens. His name escaped me right now, but he was the FAMU High alum. We have alums in almost every kind of field: politics, medical, sports, administration. So yeah,
we're everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sawana, can you speak to the relationship between the university and FAMU High, FAMU DRS? What was it like when you were there, and what is it like these days?
When I was there, we had a great relationship with the university. Most of our parents worked on campus anyway. And so my graduating president from the university, Humphreys, his son actually was at FAMU High in your class.
Yes,
Yes, Lawrence Humphreys. So we had a wonderful relationship. We were always on the campus doing some type of event there. We were always invited, to the campus. So we had a wonderful relationship back then.
Yeah.
I can't speak on today. I'd rather leave that alone.
And I'll just add to that. So anytime there was homecoming convocations or whatever, when we were in school,
always there.
We were invited. We were always there. So we were like the students. We got exposed to FAMU every day. And then
some of us even took classes on the campus, so we were dual enrolled as well.
Yeah, dual enrollment. And then like our football team, not only did we play our home games in Bragg Stadium, but on Saturdays when the Rattlers play, we as a team, everybody who was available and coaches, we all came to the FAMU games together, and and sat together, and the coaches, the university coaches, embraced us. So our experience in relationship with FAMU, all our teachers and administrators were pretty much FAMU grad, many of who went on to teach at the university. Like Dr. Hobbs and many more. So
Dr. Barnes.
Yes, Dr. Barnes. The relationship has been great, had been great. It's not as where it needs to be and where it used to be, but hopefully these kind of engagements will get everybody
get us back there.
And we'll get back there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was gonna go next, is kind of see, what strides are being made. And a lot of times it probably has to come from alums to sort of rebuild those bridges that might have been burned or left to decay. Whatever term, whatever visual you want to use, right?
Yeah. Yep.
There are good things going on at FAMU High, always. And I think that the university is they're getting involved again,
Right.
which is a really great thing.
Right.
And so I think that FAMU High in the future will be, one of the best schools around here in Tallahassee again. I really do think that.
And to that point, I know when we were in school, 95% of our graduating classes went to FAMU
Went to FAMU, yes.
and matriculated through the university. And I know a good number of them still do that now. So it is a feeder program, and there is some relationship in that our education program can send students and do send students and to help with resources and so forth. So
yes.
I finally got the flyer. So here's the information again for anyone who is looking for the Friday night activities. If you are coming in town and you want to know where all the FAMU High alums are going to be, they're going to be at one or two spots, might be at both spots. You know how we Rattlers like to move. We move from one spot to the next.
One spot to the next.
So some of us will be there at the Be Out There Mixer. Others will be over at the cigar lounge, and then we may go back to the mixer. So we just kind of move back and forth. That's how us Rattlers do. And then again, the actual event is Saturday. Give the location again, if you would, Shawana.
It is at FAMU DRS, which is on the corner of Wanish Way and Orange Avenue, right there on the corner. You cannot mix it. It will be in the courtyard from 12 to 7.
Right. And vendors, the food trucks and vendors, and I saw
entertainment.
I saw like class tent. Last time I saw some of the pictures to me, like there were class tents.
Yes.
That's special.
Yes. We had such a good time with people, decorating their class tents, and was kind of like a competition.
It was.
Yes, Absolutely. It was a competition. And so last year we had shirts that people could purchase, but this year we have all the classes having their own shirts, making their own shirts. And so that's going to be wonderful to see all the different classes, what they come up with as far as their Be Out Day shirts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. What's it Earl said? Earl what?
Earl telling Shawana to tell Kim, her sister, my class.
Oh, okay. I was like, who's Kim? I'm like, they won't get nobody in trouble. I'm like, what? Who? I'm like, who? All right.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, I mean, Kelvin, anything else you want to add?
No, I just wanted people to be aware of the events, and it is a fundraiser as well as a social event.
Yes.
And it was very successful last year. I'm looking forward to it this year. And a good time, and I just want to get the word out. So tell your baby Rattlers, even if you didn't graduate, if you just went there for a year or two, come hang out with us, man.
That's right.
And thank you, Shawana.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Again, please make sure to check out the mixers and the event happening at the Capitol Cigar Club. And the mixer that is happening as well. Great opportunity to get your feet wet before you get on with the big day on Saturday. So I look forward to seeing the pictures and the tents and all the other stuff. So I know Kelvin will be.
And by the way, Bryan, there is an event on Saturday. I'm sorry, the person I thought sent me something, but I don't know what forum they sent it in, so I can't find it. But there is a let out after Saturday's festivities, and then on Friday, if folks want to get a bite to eat, I think a group gonna be over to Midtown and 3rd to about 6 or 7 also on Friday.
Okay.
All right.
Well, look at y'all, baby rattlers, and growing up, doing big things. All right. Well, hey, Shawana, we appreciate you coming in, sharing a little background and a little info on FAMU High, and I hope you guys have a great event, great weekend, and if I wasn't passing through Tallahassee going north to Atlanta, I'd probably make a trip up, but one of these days I have to get up and celebrate with my friends and friends of friends up there with y'all. So all right, and I know we've got Coach Desir coming up, and I know there's some links that we'll be sharing as well, so we'll make sure to put out all the information to let people know how they can support the fundraising drive and all the efforts.
All right, thank you all for having me.
All right, thank you. All right, good stuff. Kelvin, your class got t-shirts and everything. Are y'all ready? You got?
No, man.
Oh, your class is.
We were ready last year, man, but we struggling this year.
No t-shirts. How about the tent? Are y'all gonna have the at least the? I know since you're the tailgate. Since I'm gonna have I'm gonna have the tailgates, the tables and all that. But you're gonna have everything ready. Okay. All right. Looking forward to seeing it. There should be some good pictures, some good eating, some good videos, and good stuff. She mentioned that former player that's coming home to host a camp.
Yeah, Jasmine Jones.
Jasmine Jones. Yeah, I'm just kind of reading the article here. Allison Posey, of course, of WCTV, did a story on this. Jones obviously was a former standout of FAMU DRS. She was taken 12th overall, the first and only player drafted in the first round out of the capital city. Let me see, what year was that when she was drafted? Let me see. She played college in Louisville.
It had to be in the 2000, probably middle 2000, early middle 2000.
Okay.
She was a McDonald's All-American. She was a starter at FAMU High since the 8th grade. I think she was part of those runs of
4 state titles. Yep. 4 state titles. Yeah. Played in the WNBA and overseas as well. She's hosting a camp at her alma mater for girls ages 12 to 18. The camp is from 1 to 3 o'clock Saturday and Sunday. The cost is $100 per camper. And let's see. Registration and check-in is available at 9:30 on both days. And so it's a good opportunity to meet a local legend. I'm sure she'll find her way over to the out day activities.
Literally is right.
Because she's having it in the gym. She's having it in the gym.
We're going to be sharing this space almost.
Yes. So it should be a good opportunity for her to kind of give back into. Now, is she currently in the Tallahassee area?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that.
Doesn't really say.
Coach, I don't know if Coach knows or not. Maybe we can ask her.
All right. Well, I will. You know what I'll do is I'll put the link to Allison's article in the chat, and then you guys, there is a QR code in the article. So if you know a young person that might want to be a part of this camp, or you want to sponsor a young person, I'm sure you could do all that by registering and using the QR code there to register for Jasmine Jones's Elevate Elite Basketball Camp for girls ages 12 to 18. Good stuff. Okay, coming up on the other side, we're gonna keep with the theme here, FAMU High, and Coach Desir, Coach Dion Desir, the head boys basketball coach of FAMU DRS. We're going to talk to her about her journey and what this season has been like and what the future looks like and how a upcoming fundraiser is going to help out the program in the future. So we'll talk some more FAMU High coming up right on the other side of this break. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
When it comes to professional learning, teachers deserve better. From the leader in online learning, Stride brings you the Stride Professional Development Center, an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that gives teachers choice and flexibility, allowing them to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. It's time you take charge of your learning. Visit us today to get started.
Planning an event? From weddings to corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC brings over 15 years of experience to make your vision a reality. Based in Metro Atlanta and serving statewide, even internationally, we provide versatile event planning and authentic catering cuisines tailored to your needs. Whether it's pre-game meals for student athletes, fundraisers, weddings, corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC is your one-stop solution for exceptional service and unforgettable food. Our diverse culinary heritage means we cater to all cultural tastes, dietary needs, and food restrictions, making every meal uniquely yours. Let's make your next event unforgettable. Visit us on all social media at CMJ Events LLC or email us at cmjeventsllc@gmail.com. Also give us a call at 404-664-3882 so that we can start planning now. From cancer care to accidental injuries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life. But with Globe Life Family Heritage, you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com. With over 25 years of serving communities, Dr. Beverly Eagles Rogers is here to help you and your family through difficult times. Dr. Beverly takes pride in Globe Life being one of the few companies that returns 100% of premiums to clients that stay healthy. So for more information, call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
All right, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone alongside Kelvin Rozier. I'm Bryan Fulford, and we're sticking with the FAMU High theme tonight. As joining us now is the head coach of the FAMU DRS. I don't even want to call them Baby Rattlers, but they call them the Baby Rattlers. That's what they call them. Boys basketball program, Coach Dion Desir. Coach, how you doing this evening?
Good evening. How are you all doing?
Doing well, Coach.
To answer your question, I'm doing okay.
Okay, good. We'll take it.
Kelvin, go ahead. I'll let you get. This FAMU High love. So I'm gonna let you get started, Kev.
Well, first of all, thank you for coming on, Coach. I know it's a little late for you, but I appreciate
it's past my bedtime, man. I try to get into bed early over the summer. I try to get into bed early.
I got you. So what I want you to do first, before we talk about the fundraisers, kind of recap your season this year. I know you had a lot of success. You made it to the state. You got a young man that's returning that was one of the Big Ben's leading scorers. Just kind of recap your season this year.
All right, so our season started off with very much high expectations, as we do every year. We had a lot of new gems that came to our program, so we had to build chemistry in the beginning. And I knew from the beginning of the season that we need to have a new slogan going in, which was one team, one goal. The second line was we make it one team, one goal. We are mad, which is we make a difference. And then the last line is trust the process. And so that's what our guys did this year. And we started off a little rough, so to speak, but we weren't really losing that many games by that many points. Then the chemistry started to come together. The guys actually started to believe in what we were telling them and what we were teaching them. And it just started taking off. I started off with the Holiday Classic, Capital City Classic. They said it was the first time in a long time since FAMU High or FAMU DRS has gone 2-0. Not only did we go 2-0, we had a young man to make the all-tournament team. So that was really good in doing that. And then they just started buying in. The turnover started cutting down. Next thing you know, the points started going up, assists started going up. And before you knew it, we had people hitting peak times where they were showing up when we didn't even expect for them to show up in the ways that they did. You can't have a guard that may be like 5'7". He's down there in the trenches grabbing rebounds over big guys. So that was very exciting to see. And we ended up being the district champs. And from that, we ended up hosting our first round of regionals. And with that, we took on the number 3 team in the region. We took them down. And we ended up going on the road to face the number 2 team, which was I don't even remember their name. I don't even want to remember their name. But that game, we didn't show up like we should have. And we fell a few steps back. But that's okay because it was a learning process for us. But we ended up being 13-15 this season. I really don't look too much on the wins and losses. It's about what we do towards the end. Because as one of the great coaches from FAMU High, Coach Ronnie Lang always tells me, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And it's what you do at the end. And so with that being said, our postseason, we end up being undefeated. And so that was our new season and having an undefeated time. We did have a couple of guys make all Big Ben. Eric Terrell, he ended up scoring over 1,000 points this year. So he's in the 1K club. He actually scored close to 600 points this season. And he actually was second on the team in rebounding, led the team in assists, led the team in steals. We had another young man, Jadis Triggs, who ended up being second team all Big Ben. So we had some very good guys that put their foot mark, or as some people would say, their slithering mark around the Tallahassee and around the Big Bend area, and put the orange and green back on the map as what they were once known for back in the days when a lot of people did not want to play them. So now when I'm trying to schedule my teams, I got teams say, well, I'll call you back. I'm like, I don't hear a call back from them. I'm just like, okay, what we going to do? We're going to have to travel. And so we travel, that costs us for coins. And as people would say, that's money you have to deal with. So we're going to do the best that we can, and we're going to continue to move forward. We have 4 seniors. 2 of them were very high impact seniors that we had on the team, but we have a lot of young guys that's coming back, and we expect to potentially repeat and move further down the road.
Coach, what year is this for you coaching the boys?
This will be going into my 8th year.
Okay. All right. And how's the journey been?
It's been a blessing. I tell my girls all the time, I said, y'all have a lot of big brothers. And they'll say, they're not my brothers. They're not my brothers. I said, baby, they're not your biological brothers, but they are. They've seen my daughters when they were little, and now they're older now. They're 12 and 9. So they know them. They see them all the time. They're our managers for the team. So my husband has done a very good job in helping them to understand what it means to be a manager. And so when the timeouts, they have the water bottles just like they're on TV. They bring it to the guys, and they'll call their names. They're like, Grace, Joy, I can get a bottle. They're right there for them, or they need a towel. So the journey has just definitely been a blessing to see them not only just to graduate high school to get their diploma, but they're graduating with high GPAs, and they have a post-secondary education. Some of them have elected not to take basketball to the next level. They don't want their scholarship. They just want to be a normal kid. And I'm proud of them for doing that. Some of them gone on to trades. I have some that's not even resource. They're in law enforcement. Some that's in law enforcement, some that have gone on to the service, and they're in different branches. So every last one of our guys are doing well. Some of them are parents now. And they're so glad and happy to be a father. They send me their pictures. I'm proud of them. I say, you all just remain and continue to be in those kids' lives, and just know what you've been taught and what's been embedded in you while you've been in this program, and continue to show what you have learned, and not being an athlete, but being a student athlete, and have your child to be better than you are.
All right. And Coach, I happened to go to Coach Ward's camp on Saturday. And the time that I went, I saw FAMU High participating. Talk about that, and just, how's the relationship been with the university?
The university treats us, at the end of the day, they treat us like the babies. We are the babies. And with Coach Ward being up there, of course, he came from Florida High. So I already had a prior relationship with him, and just working with him on the next level, it's great. And his staff, some of those individuals I already previously knew with Coach Granger, playing against him at McClay. And Coach Lazarus was the assistant coach over at Florida State. So, it gave me an opportunity to really know individuals up there. And, our team was able to participate. My assistant coaches are really taking over this season. For the summer, I want to give them that experience to understand what it means to coach a program, coach a team, given that lead experience. I stepped back, my hands are off. I said, I need for you all to do it. We have a lot of young guys over the summer that's participating. They enjoyed themselves. So they didn't show all their hands. They're just trying to allow them to gain some experience, go up against different teams that are not in the city. And it was good for them. Really, really good.
Bryan?
Coach, again, congratulations on being district champs and the run in the tournament. I understand the challenges of being a 1A private school. I'm an assistant coach down in Orlando at Orlando Christian Prep, so I know the challenges, and you have to go with schedule. You got a schedule outside of 1A for probably 75 to 80% of your schedule, and it does build. It builds character for the playoffs, like you said. What is that challenge like for your players and programs? I mean, when they come to FAMU DRS, they understand that, hey, we're gonna play, high level talent all the time. What's sort of the messaging that when you're talking to young people that have either been in the program or people who might be coming to the program? What's the messaging about what they're walking into?
But sometimes it's like a two-edged sword. You want to try to provide them that experience. That's the same thing as when they're at another public school, maybe at a 4A or 5A school, to let them know that we're not going to back down from anyone. We don't care who they are and what their classification is. We're going to play them. And when we play, we're going to go out there hard. And at the end of the day, I really don't see it as being a 1A or 2A. I just want y'all to go up against the competition to get us better for our districts when it's time for us to start our postseason play. So 9 times out of 10, they don't usually see the schedule because I usually don't post up unless the other teams start posting their schedule. But when they do, they'll come back and like, Coach, we really playing this team? I was like, yeah. Dang, Coach, we got to play them on the first week. Yeah. We're not going to build a soft schedule for you all because at the end of the day, some of you all want to play on the next level. And if you want to do that, you need to be playing against bigger classifications that's going to have bigger guards, bigger players, a little bit more experienced players, because just like you said at OCP, it's a little different from FAMU High, FAMU DRS, the country folks. We have to deal with the individuals that we have here. We don't have a big pool or a big population that we could pull kids from to come to our school. So we have to deal with what we have, and we groom them and we give them the foundations and the skills that they need to try to be successful on that next level. And so with that comes with playing against 5A, we play Lincoln, Leon. Whenever we can get Rickers on the schedule, we'll play Rickers. And whenever we get Gabi, we'll play Gabi. So, and Childs, we play them every year. So we're playing these big schools and helping them to understand we're a small school with a small population. We maybe have give or take, I think this last year, we maybe had 75 guys. And out of those 75 guys, all of them are not athletes in our high school building. So if we only have 14 of them, we're going to try to build them as best that we can to compete as best as we can. And we're going to tell them, you're not going to back down. You're going to go in there and be just as tough as if you were playing over at Leon, Rickards, Lincoln, Leon. Look, I said Leon twice, but Childs. Doesn't matter where you are, we're going to play them. And so that's what I let them know when you're coming in. Do understand that if you're transferring in, it's not guaranteed that you're going to make the team. So we have to let them know up front that it is going to be a challenge for you. Do understand that we don't play Rudy Poo teams, soft teams. We're going to go up against the competition. And if the door is open, we're going to walk through it. And if we get our butt beat, we get our butt beat. And we just take that licking and keep on ticking and get ready for postseason play. But at the end of the day, we try to make sure we put that butt licking on those other teams.
Mm-hmm. Also, another challenge that I know all small schools deal with is, as you just said, there's only so many boys. And, with that said, I know FAMU DRS has a strong tradition with the football program, and you got other sports. How do you manage, other sports? How do you manage, like, for example, this past season, what was the percentage of players that played football? And that usually means you have to wait sometimes depending upon how well the football season goes.
You're absolutely correct. I tell people all the time, with our school, we actually share bodies. And we cannot be jealous of any other program that's utilizing our players for their program, because we want every program to do well. So for the most part, when a lot of coaches reach out to me and ask if we want to participate in their preseason classics, 9 times out of 10, I have to deny it, only in part because we just don't have enough guys to be able to participate. So this past season, I believe we had about 5 or 6 guys off of our team that was also playing football, and that's just varsity alone that we're talking about. We're not even just talking about our JV team. So we definitely share bodies over at the high, and it's not just between football and basketball. It's tough for our guys who run track. They run track. They also play baseball. So those 2 seasons, they overlap. And so it stretches our bodies thin. That's why, I tell our administration, we have to up our enrollment to allow us to have more individuals that come to the school, both academically and athletically, to be able to help our programs out, because it's somewhat, it hurts the guys, because if they get hurt in one sport, they're not going to be able to play in another sport. So those are some of the things that we have to look at. And that's why we try to make sure that we prepare them, their bodies, to be able to take the beating that they do, especially if they're coming from football into basketball. But like you said, being in a small school with small numbers, it's very difficult to try to build a program when you're constantly sharing the bodies with other programs to try to help those other programs to be successful.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Go ahead, Kelvin.
And to that point, Coach, I know you got a fundraiser, which was the main reason why we wanted you to come on. So kind of talk about that, and we've posted a link to the foundation so that people can support this effort. But just kind of talk about it.
Well, it's something that we're trying to do because we know funds are low a lot of times, and there's a lot of things that we would like. And being in a small school, a lot of times the resources are not there. So we set out, our goal is to raise $12,000 for specific items. Some of those funds have already gone to our banquet. We wanted to reward our guys with a banquet, and we literally had 95 people to show up for our banquet that was held at the Holiday Inn and Suites, and it was really, really nice. And the guys were rewarded with their trophies. They were very receptive, and it couldn't have been done without the donations that we had received in the beginning, because at the end of the day, you want to recognize your athletes for coming out there, pouring out their blood, heart, sweat, and tears for you and for your program. And so with the fundraising and what we're trying to do is there's several things that we have to have within our program to allow our skills to get better. We must have basketballs. We've had these few basketballs that we've had on hand for the past 3 years. And you can really go through some basketball, especially with FHSA changing up the balls.
Oh, tell me about it. Woo,
so right now the cost has gone up to $125 a ball. So, if you need 10 balls, that's $1,250. Money like that don't grow on trees. And unfortunately, when you ask the administration for the assistance, it doesn't happen right then and there. And not only with that, Deion Sanders says one of his slogans in the back of his wall in his office is, when you look good, you play good. When you play good, you feel good. And when you feel good, they're going to pay good. So I like for our guys to really look good. We haven't had another set of uniforms since 2018. So, it's time for them to have a new set of uniforms. They look nice because we make sure that we take care of them. Our guys, they don't take them home. I have to bring them to my house, unfortunately. My girls say all the time, Mommy, why you bring those stink things up in the house? Them things stink. I said, well, baby, we got to keep them clean. And we got to keep them together because the guys got to play in them. But it's time for a new set. Our middle school team is due for a new set. Middle school kids, they're not the height and weight that they used to be back in the day. So they've gotten a little tall. They're a little thick with it. So the youth large is no longer a youth large for them. So, they're getting into the adult sizes. So we want to make sure that we outfit our teams correctly. I don't like it when I see teams with mismatched uniforms or, big uniforms that just looks like sloppy. And I would like for our young gentlemen to look really, really good. And when they look good, they play good. They actually do. They feel good. So I want them to feel like you're playing on the next level. So uniforms, there's certain training equipment that we would like to incorporate with our guys, because a lot of them, they don't get out and play anymore. And that's the sad thing with athletes these days. My husband and I, we talk about it all the time. When you go down south, you're going to see kids out there on a blacktop. It could be early in the morning, late at night. But let yourself drive around Tallahassee. It's like crickets outside. It's like these kids are immune to the blacktop, or they're immune to the sun outside. When they go outside, they say it's too hot. You need your vitamin D, and that's what's going to help you to get tough. So there are certain things that we need to strengthen them within our program. And so those are the things that we've put in the link. And when you go down, you'll see that there's certain training equipment that we would like to utilize and or purchase for our guys, for us to try to get to that next level.
That is awesome. And we want to ask our audience and those who might watch this on one of our social media feeds later on to make sure that they go to the link and support DRS basketball, boys basketball. We want to make sure that our baby rattlers are represented, just like we make sure that our big rattlers are represented. So, and we thank you in advance, Rattler Nation, for doing so.
Definitely appreciate y'all, and it's an ongoing a fundraiser. I don't foresee the door to be shut, because they say, when you're overflowing in your blessings are overflowing to bless somebody else. So it's not just will be with our program, as soon as we're able to get the things that we need for our program, whatever funds that are left over or, overflowing, we're going to try to make sure that we look out for our other programs as well, because not only do I serve in the capacity as being the head coach of our boys basketball program, I also serve in the capacity as being our athletic director at our school. There you go. So, I too would like to see all of our programs looking good. That's representing FAMU High and FAMU DRS in a good way. And so it's not just about the boys basketball program. It's about all our athletic programs, especially our track team. I really want them to have their own sets. It's a blessing that they are able to get something from someone else, but I cannot say whom and where it comes from, because that's a violation. But I would like for them to have their own sets, as well as our baseball program and all the programs at FAMU DRS to really look the part.
Coach, how many athletic programs or how many athletic teams are at FAMU DRS these days?
Right now, we have 9. And I would like to expand that to adding swimming to our program, as well as adding soccer to our program. We have a lot of kids that's always asking about soccer, especially our foreign students who would like to get into soccer. But again, you have that overlapping of teams, soccer and basketball going on at the same season. Yep. So it's a little difficult to have the correct amount of numbers that you need for a soccer program. But those are some things that we are definitely looking into, especially swimming. All of our students, all of our African Americans, all of our minorities need to know how to swim. And it would be very good if we can get a swim program. And I would definitely love to, at some point in time, get a tennis program. expound in that area as well. So currently right now, to answer your question, we have 9. That's including cheerleading, because I know a lot of people like to say, why y'all don't include cheerleading? No, cheerleading is included. So we have 9 programs, and we would love to expound on those programs coming soon.
All right. Again, you guys can also text DRS BBALL to 71777. So if you if you missed the link in the chat, and it's in the chat, all you gotta do is scroll up a little bit. You can also text a donation there as well. All right, good stuff.
All right.
Go ahead, Kelvin.
Well, I was just going. I want to thank Coach for coming on the show and sharing her information and talking about DRS sports programs. And hopefully, Rally Nation will respond like we supposed to.
Well, we definitely appreciate it. And I know you extended the invitation out before. That was definitely during the basketball season. And, we get home late. We get really home late. My program is the last program to practice, so we don't get out of practice till like 8:15, 8:30. And by the time I get home, I have 2 little ones, try to put them in the bed. So please understand, when I can get on, I'm going to try to get on that I can. But y'all some late night owls. Y'all are some late night owls. I don't see how y'all do it, but more power to y'all.
Yeah, old school.
And what you all do, you said it correctly. Old school, they're able to do it. So we definitely appreciate you all and the platform that you all provide. Not only just for FAMU High, FAMU DRS, and alumnus of FAMU, but the other topics that you all bring to light is very well received and appreciative. And just keep doing what you all are doing. And prayerfully, y'all are going to blow things out of water and moving forward, because you all are doing something very, very good. And it's definitely appreciative on our end. And we thank you all for allowing us to be on you all's platform. And thank you for inviting us and not forgetting about the baby Rattlers.
That's right. I can't do it, Coach. I refuse to.
Good stuff. Well, hey, Coach, it's good to meet you, and maybe one day we'll see you. We'll see you on the court one day. I was hoping one day. I was following you guys, so I was hoping to see, if you guys, how far you guys are going to get, and we kind of came up short as well, the Final Four, but maybe this year will be a good year, and we'll both get a chance to meet up in Jacksonville.
Well, from what I heard, you all may be going to a different pool now, so we won't ever have to see you all anymore.
Don't believe it. Don't.
They got a different format for the big powerhouses, so we're going to put y'all in that format. But we'll definitely make sure we sit in the stands by each other and chop it up a little bit. But I'm just going to pray that new format keep you all in the new format. And you'll definitely then see the orange and green to see you all.
Funny, Coach.
We want to keep the impacts and the IMGs and the OCBs. We want to keep y'all together.
That's a good one, Coach. Okay, I appreciate it. Again, make sure to check out the chat, the link. Support the FAMU DRS boys basketball program. And you can also text. Let me make sure let me pull it up again. I had it. Text DRS B-ball to 71777. That's DRS B-ball 71777. So those of you who want to send in a text, you can do that, or you can check out the link again. Coach, enjoy the rest of the summer. Hey, have a good weekend. There's going to be a lot of alums, a lot of former basketball players will be in Tallahassee at the Be Out Day. So I know great opportunity for them to give back and support their former program. And so hopefully the numbers continue to rise over the course of the weekend.
Most definitely. And I'm gonna definitely make sure I try to swing by. Mr. Roger. Unfortunately, I have a funeral I have to attend. The brother of Angel in April, so he unexpectedly passed. So I'm going to be attending that service and being with their family. So as soon as that's over with, I'll try to make sure that I show my face as as soon as I can. But I'm definitely there in spirit.
Money for you.
I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, Coach. Be
Thanks,
well.
Coach.
Good luck this upcoming season to you.
All right. Same to you.
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Just in case those of you who don't know what Coach was kind of referring to, they changed some rules in the FHSA where now they created an open division now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the top 8 or the top 16.
Yeah. You're right.
It's something like that. So everybody has these rankings that they do through the state through maxpreps.com, and they do overall rankings and class, and they do individual class rankings. Well, if you're one of those programs that are one of the top 16, I think is the number overall, they take all of those teams regardless of classification, because there are some pretty dominant programs in whether it be 1A,
especially in football.
1A, 3A, football even as well. So they take all of them and put them in their own playoff. And then everybody else is in the individual classification. So, I know there are some years when, yes, we would have been good enough to play in that open division. And then there's some other years where it's like, nah. We want to stay down in the 1A, 2A level. I don't know. It's too early to say talk to me after we come back from Atlanta this weekend, and I'll let you know whether we going to be one of those teams that we might be okay this winter. We might be okay. It's a long season. Anything can happen. But new dynamics, man, of Florida high school athletics.
Yeah, they've been tinkering with it over the last 10 years. Every 2 years they changing, bringing something new. They brought in the rural division and separated that out, and then they brought them back in. They moved them. They were always moving teams up and down. It's been a lot of.
Look, I grew up in Indiana. One class basketball. Everybody's in the tournament, regardless of whether you're a big school or small school, and we all duke it out. And every now and then, a big 7A wins. Every now and then, a little small school wins. Man. But it works itself out. Good teams, good players, they work themselves out. And it ends up being the greatest state tournament. And then, of course, everybody has to win. So then they cut it up, and now nobody has one state title anymore. You got to have multiple classes, and so
the reality is though, same teams a lot of times.
I think that matters. I think it matters in football. Like football, for example,
it's way more in football.
Oh, it's right. Because
St. Thomas Aquinas, and
thank you. That's what I was thinking of right off the bat.
And what's the one in Hollywood? Chaminade. Yeah, man. Cardinal Mooney.
Yeah, not in football. I think it would be pretty. I think it would be pretty fun to see those, see the best of the best play each other in football. And my thing is, will it bring? Two things have to happen. I think you got to be able to get more attention on it. I think you got to be able to promote it, and the newspapers have to kind of, people have to want to see these good high school programs, regardless of the sport, play each other in the postseason. And I think the kids, the real competitors, will want to play the best. And I think, if you happen to be someone in a program that, hey, the bullseye's on your back every night. I know what that looks like. When teams do get a win over our school, it's the biggest thing since they hit the lottery. So but that's just that comes with it, right? That comes with
absolutely.
it, and the players in the program have to understand that you are the target every night. Other teams,
standard is the standard.
Yeah, the standard is, and people get up to play you. And that's why you came here, right? Because you wanted to be the best and play against the best. Well, guess what? There comes with a price to that. And you got to pay the price. And it comes in the off season. So,
Well, and along with that change, since we will be on that right quick, in terms of the Florida High School Athletic Association, another change that they made that I think is beneficial is being able to pay coaches a little bit more and the whole I don't know about the NIL thing yet. Got to see how it works out, but I do like the fact that they trying to be more competitive in terms of coaching pay.
So there's two things with that. One, what you're talking about is the coaches' pay in high school athletics supposedly is supposed to go up. Now, I think that legislation really applies more to public schools.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it necessarily bleeds over to private schools because, again, private schools are what? Private.
Yeah, but they will. If most of the private schools probably are ahead of the public schools in a lot of cases.
Well,
but what I would say is the market will make it so.
The market will dictate it because you will lose your coach to a public school.
Correct.
If you don't, or if you're not matching what the market in your county and area is, and that will level itself out. Because why would there may be a lot of benefits to being in a private school, but at the end of the day, we didn't get into it for the pay, but we sure would like to be paid for all of the time. I mean, you just heard what Coach was talking about. I mean, I know because
close at your own house.
Look, I'm the JV coach, so I'm the last person. I'm the last person to practice. So when Coach was talking about leaving at 8:30, I'm shutting down the school. I'm the one to cut the lights out, lock the gates, and by the time I leave the school, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And so the only reason I've been able to keep doing this show is because it's Wednesdays and we don't practice after 6 o'clock on Wednesdays. So that's part of the reason why we do this show on Wednesday nights. So that's part of it. And then the other thing that high schools are doing now is that the Teddy Bridgewater Act, which now allows for coaches to spend up to $15,000 of their own money on student athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And, that was a big thing when Teddy was a coach a couple years ago at Miami Northwestern.
Yeah.
It came out after the fact. He just I don't think he did it maliciously. I think he just happened to mention that he
said it because he didn't think it was a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, look, he was paying for guys to be able to get home from practice, get to school.
Right.
He paying for Ubers. Some kids who couldn't maybe get dinner or whatever. He was paying not to recruit kids, but he was paying his own. He was supporting his own players.
Right.
And then somehow that became a thing,
he's a public school. He was at a public inner city school.
Public inner city school.
That
former
were
NFL player. He was an alum. He was an alum of the school,
and they were dishing out whoopings.
Yeah, exactly. So that became something that allowed for now all high school coaches can do that up to a certain amount if they want to support,
And honestly, it's no different than a lot of those charter schools that popped up and some of these other private schools where they give quote unquote scholarships to kids and give them passes to get to the school, whether it be a train or bus. So I mean, it's been happening anyway.
It has. So all kinds of legislative changes happening in the state for athletics. Transfer rules are changing. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out.
Yep.
But when we come back from this break, we're going to talk about some new legislation in the NCAA and maybe kind of talk about how that is affecting. And I was going to tell you this. I was going to tell you that you should send a mass text out to all of our coaches on on your contact list and just kind of get their thoughts on it. But maybe we do that for next week. But we'll talk about that on the other side. And also, I got some video from FAMU volleyball camp, thanks to an actual camper.
Yeah.
And man, she put a great video together. We're going to shout her out on the other side. So you guys hang tight with us. You're watching the O&G Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
If you've ever told yourself, I want to get into real estate but don't know where to start, here's something just for you. From Friday, July 31st to Sunday, August 2nd, the Learn Real Estate Fast Masterclass is coming to McKenzie Office Park in College Park. You'll learn wholesaling, commercial investing, and how to purchase property with zero money or credit. I can tell you, education and access are everything. This masterclass is designed to give you both. Whether you're brand new or ready to level up, this is where you start making real moves. Enjoy free lunch, free study materials, and receive a certification of completion. So don't wait. Seats are filling fast. Do not sit on the sidelines while others build wealth. Take that first step toward ownership and legacy. Get your tickets now at learnrealestatefast.com or tickpick.com. For more information, call 678-859-3303. Master the market, build your legacy, secure your future today.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter. From cancer care to accidental injuries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life. But with Globe Life Family Heritage, you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com. With over 25 years of serving communities, Dr. Beverly Eagles Rogers is here to help you and your family through difficult times. Dr. Beverly takes pride in Globe Life being one of the few companies that returns 100% of premiums to clients that stay healthy. So for more information, call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
When you're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics, there's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
All right. Welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. Kelvin Rozier, Bryan Fulford here. The NCAA Division I cabinet unanimously approved the new 5-in-5 age-based eligibility model. This will allow student athletes to play 5 seasons of competition within a strict 5-year window. So here's what we got. The eligibility begins at full-time enrollment or the academic year after turning 19, lasting 5 years. So athletes can compete for 5 seasons within the time frame. There are no longer red shirts or waivers. Now, traditional red shirts and injury hardship waivers are supposedly eliminated. That's what they say. Now, the exceptions to this, the clock only stops for pregnancy, obviously that applying towards female athletes, religious missions, which primarily you see that happen a lot with the kids at BYU or Utah. And then military service, those students who may go off to military service early or may go to military and then kind of come back to college, stuff like that. So how's this supposed to be implemented? There's a phased approach in which the implementation follows a staggered schedule, allowing current athletes and the 26-27 incoming class to choose between the old 4 in 5 or the new 5 in 5 models. Now, I don't know why you would choose the 4 and 5 personally, but I mean,
right.
It would seem like if you were going into college as a freshman, I think I'm choosing the 5 and 5, right?
Yep.
Now, of course, this is great news for a lot of current student athletes because they are sort of grandfathered in, and we saw there were some kids who jumped in the portal and we were kind of like, why'd they jump in the portal? Don't have any eligibility left. Well, they were kind of hoping that this new 5 and 5 would materialize, and bingo, it did.
Well, here's the question though, Bryan, that I have. How does junior college eligibility fit into this since they're not part of NCAA?
Good question. So hold on. Let me talk about the final deadline real quick, and maybe we can find some answers here. Mandatory compliance with the 5 and 5 model takes effect for the 27 recruiting class, with final hardship waiver requests due by July 31st of this year. So, if there's somebody applying for hardships, they need to get that. So question is, how does this affect junior colleges, right? Well, let's see what I can find out.
While you looking, I can see where some of this, we're going to talk about some other things that the committee is approving too, but I can see where they're going to, the student athlete's going to probably sue again. It's going to get litigated because,
well,
even though I'm okay with this particular model of 5 and no waivers and all that, because the waivers process was like arbitrary anyway. Some people get approved, some people didn't get approved, and there was no consistency with that. It depends who review it. And then I don't want to see 25-year-old players going against 18, 19-year-olds. And with the NIL money, also, I know schools want those folks off their payroll. So I get it. And I'm for the most part, I'm okay with this particular change.
It looks like the JUCO rule kind of fits still within the 5 and 5 window, because basically the NCAA thinks that they have come up with a system which essentially cuts out the interpretation. And it is simply from either after you turn 19, you have a 5-year window, or it's from the minute you enroll at a college. So, obviously, how do you get around that? Maybe if you're one of those younger kids, you can get an extra year. Maybe if you fall underneath the 19 window. But it just kind of looking here, it's saying that the legislation would impact junior college by strictly preserving the rule that JUCO playing seasons count against a student athlete's NCAA eligibility window.
They're gonna sue. The players gonna sue on that. And really, Bryan, to be honest, the NCAA and the politics around this it's going back to what it used to be. They're trying to push it back almost with a few tweaks, but it's basically going back to what it was. And the student athletes ain't gonna go for that.
Well, like you said, you're trying to prevent. Look, 19 plus 5 is what, 24. What we're trying to prevent is having 25 and 26-year-olds, like you just said.
Chris Winkie did it.
Well, but
baseball. He went to baseball, remember, for about 6 years.
Now see that's another point. That's a window that'll be very interesting. What about somebody who forgoes to play professionally in another sport?
Right.
And baseball, like Chris May. There was somebody else who recently was oh my God. There was a player who just recently did this in the MLB. He's been in the MLB for like 2 or 3 seasons. He's actually going back to college and is supposed to be a wide receiver. Now I don't know if that was a real story or not, but it's the Chris Winkie thing where you've been playing professional baseball for like 6 or 7 years, and now all of a sudden you realize, yeah, it's not working out, and now you want to go try another sport. Well, let me go back to college and play football. I mean,
well, J.R. Smith just did it at A&T. I mean, he played in the league for 10 years, and then
because he didn't play golf. He didn't do college. He went and played. He came out of high school, played basketball, obviously won an NBA championship, and then went back to college. And what happened? Goes and plays golf for North Carolina A&T.
Yeah.
He graduated, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you got the international. Man, it's interesting.
It's a lot of gaps that got to be filled, because you're right. The international kids who play professionally, or what about the kids who go to the prep schools? I mean,
well, the prep schools, you're not 19 yet.
Oh, yes, the prep schools have 19-year-old and 20-year-olds sometimes too.
Well, once you turn 19, you need to get your butt into college somewhere.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how the same people who brought the suit before that brought all this change here. I just see it being litigated again.
At the end of the day, you know, college presidents have to step up, and they're the ones who are agreeing to these rules.
And college presidents don't really know sports. That's the problem, to be honest.
Well, that's what they have. Athletic directors. They have people to consult them.
But they don't really listen. They don't really now. The SEC and the Big Four conferences listen to their commissioners and kind of get educated on that stuff. But you know, a lot of the programs don't have that, and they just following what the big dogs do. But I want to talk about another change.
Hold on, what is my guy? What rapper enrolled at LSU? Who's he talking about?
Oh, is you talking about Flage when she was there?
No, Flage she's in the WNBA now.
Yeah, but she was at LSU. Maybe he might be.
No, this is somebody who recently enrolled at LSU. I guess is by.
I don't know.
Let me see. EA says, however, you can't have 2 years of JUCO not count and still have 5 years eligibility. Yeah, exactly. I agree.
I would think so, but
it has to count. It has to count.
It wouldn't count.
19 years. Once you turn 19, the clock is on. The clock is rolling.
Like I say, I'm okay with it. They got to flush it out though, because it's going to be litigated. That's all I'm saying. It's going back to the courts.
Ridiculous. Anyway,
yeah.
What's the other thing you had that you wanted to talk about?
So there are some other changes that they're getting ready to vote on. Transfer portal window shrinking from 15 days to 10 days. So you know they're gonna sue on that one.
Well,
so they talking
first
about
off,
January.
Why are they shortening it? Why? What do they say? What's the reason? I mean, if you start it on a Monday,
it does. I don't see the explanation. What the article I'm looking at.
10 days. So let me see. If I open it on a Monday, that means the following Monday.
First business day after January 1st. So whatever the first business day after January 1st, you got 10 days. That's what they're proposing.
I don't know why
and the exceptions would be teams who are in the college football playoff run or coaching changes.
Well, I do think you have to allow time. I don't know if 5 days, a reduction of 5 days. I don't know I don't know how that hurts or helps either side. I think it hurts one side, you know, but at the end of the day, I think you know if you're going to transfer or not. So go
ahead.
Let's cut the BS. Half of these kids know before the portal even opens if they're going to get into the portal.
Not all of them. Sometimes the coaches dictate that too. But yeah, you're right. What them to do?
Well, yeah, but I would say probably 80%. I'm just roughly guesstimating. I think most of them know whether they're going to or not, and those end of the year meetings probably need to happen a little bit sooner. Now, which sport is that portal, the dates you were given? Is that all the windows or just one sport? Because every sport has a different portal window.
This is football, college football. This is the football portal. And what I would say is this, Bryan, real quick. So I think shortening it 10 days helps the students who are transferring, who made that decision, because that's when school start back and they got to be in school for the spring semester.
Right.
So I can see that, but what the tweak that I think they'll have to make with doing that is you got to have a like a May portal for 10 days or something, because that's when after spring ball, that's when coaches do their evaluations of their roster and notify kids whether or not they want them back or inviting them back after spring ball. So I think they're gonna have to do some kind of May portal also for football. And then another thing that they're proposing is reducing training camp for football from 29 days to and 25 practices to 21 practices over 27 days. So the pre-camp. And I think that's what that's about, is for the Power Four. They're supposed to be moving up. Everybody playing week 0 now anyway, and they're trying to move the playoffs, college football playoffs on the back end up to December. So make everything fit. And so they want to take some of the wear and tear off the kids, supposedly help, but it's really about money. But I have no issue with that tweak either. And last but not least, they're going to make the FCS schools, true transit and FBS, make them eligible immediately. So in this case, North Dakota State, who's moving up, and I forgot the other school, instead of having that 2-year transition period, they're going to be eligible for bowl games this year.
Really? Well, hey. I wonder, is that a product of the fact that
They didn't have enough bowl eligible teams for some of them bowls.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, you know,
everything around money. It's rarely about the student athlete.
man.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting that they talking about doing away with their transition period. So those are the major NCAA changes look like coming down the pipe.
All right.
And EA, by the way, EA, what EA posted is he exactly right. That's why I said they're going to have to do another window in May, or you coaches have to stick with the players. They can't cut the players' scholarship, one or the other. That just wouldn't be fair. You can't transfer in the summer. I mean, spring, and in some cases, you got to remember, because of APR right now, I wish they would go ahead and do away with that. But because of APR, you know, some kids have to stay. They can't transfer in the spring. They have to finish some courses and be eligible before they can transfer to another school. So, yeah.
All right. Let's transfer. Let's make a pivot for a second to volleyball.
Yeah.
You know, I know, for example, they just finished having their volleyball camp for their elite players camp over the week, over the last few days.
Right.
And I think basketball is on the court right now. Coach Gordon's having her youth camp happening right now. But I want to play a video from a young lady who attended our volleyball camp. And it's an awesome video. She did a great job. She posted this on her IG. And I just gotta, I want to promote this because, and then tell you a little bit about this young lady. Kendall Saunders is her name, class of 2028. So she is a rising junior in the fall. And I was just reading her bio here on Max Preps, but I'll get to that in a second. But look at this video, and she did a great job of capturing this volleyball camp. That's some good stuff, isn't it, Kay?
Yeah, absolutely. That was well done.
Yeah. Kendall Saunders, class of 2028. She's a 6-foot middle blocker, outside hitter. Let me see. She's a outside hitter and middle blocker for M2 Volleyball Club, 16 Elite One team, and her school's varsity volleyball team. Now she goes to hold on, let me get it here because I've got it pulled up here. She goes to Riverwood International Charter High School in Sandy Springs, Georgia. All right, going to be a rising junior. in the fall. Let's see more. Let's see. 2 years ago, she transitioned from playing soccer and basketball to solely play volleyball. And she says, I'm still learning and loving the camaraderie of the game. This year, I received several honors, including all region and ranked in the 5A Division I or division. She has a 3.9 GPA and is on the academic honor roll. So shout out to Riverwood Varsity, number 13, Kendall Saunders. And yeah, she's every bit the part of a middle blocker, outside hitter. You know, glad to see that young ladies with that kind of skill set are part of the volleyball camp. And I know she's on Coach Gokon's radar. And and definitely, I don't know if I don't want to speak for anybody. I don't know if any offers have been extended, but I hope she's on the radar, and you know, coach does, because you know, she's definitely one that we want to keep tabs on over the next 2 seasons, and you know, let her know that when all the other schools come calling, because they will. FAMU was there also, and you can hopefully, after she spent this week at FAMU and you know, at camp, and you saw some of the camaraderie. And there's another IG that I just posted from Vicky Santana, and so I mean, looks like they had fun. It looks like they had a good fun time, and so I look forward to seeing more. Maybe, you know, maybe one of these shows will reach out to Kendall and see, huh?
I would say, you know, GoatCon is.
I know we'll have GoatCon on the show soon, but I'm thinking, you know, one of these days I may try to reach out to Kendall and see if she come on the show and, you know, just tell us how the camp was, and just sort of, you know, we can kind of start to follow her journey. Maybe that's one of those new show assignments that we'll give Marcus and our recruiting. You know, we start doing a little more with the recruiting stuff. Edwin said, did she get 100 approval for that clip? You know, I love the fact that she made a point of using the 100 and some music from the 100 in her IG clip there. So,
but by the way, I noticed that they used both Lawson and Gaither.
I'm glad you saw that. I was gonna see if you picked up on that. Yes, they did use Lawson and Gaither, Jim. So
yeah,
looks like Gaither. Could we maybe get some games in Gaither this year?
Probably not, because
we
still got the same issues until we take care of, you know, a couple of things. It probably not going to work. But I will say that it's great that our programs, volleyball, softball. I know Coach Bill is traveling to some stuff, but she has camps, baseball, and both men and women basketball. It's good that they have these camps and their brand and their successes such that you can get elite talent to come and participate in these camps and get exposed early on to the culture and the coaching, and give us a leg up on the others in terms of recruiting. So great job by our coaches. We got to continue to invest in them and their facilities and give them the resources. But it's really encouraging to see us doing that. And then it's even more encouraging to see the people who participate in it so proud of it and want to share it.
Well said. Well said. You want to get to some news around the conference before we close out?
Sure.
Hold on. Area says softball had a camp last Tuesday or okay. I must have missed that. That would have been last week. Yeah. Okay. Any other news, FAMU related stuff? I think the deadline to get your season tickets is coming up.
Yeah, if you hadn't renewed,
June 26th. That's 2 days. That's Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
Friday.
If you ain't renewed by Friday, you might be losing your spot.
You got to pay it. You have to pay it all, or is it deposits?
Huh?
You have to pay it all, or will they take a deposit or a portion?
It's got to be paid up by the first game. So I know that with payroll deduction, they take payments, but I don't know if you ain't got payroll deduction. I think you have to pay the whole thing.
Okay. All right. Deadline to renew your season tickets. Friday the 26th.
Right.
6 home games.
And 6 home games, and season tickets are available. Not that you're going to pick them up yet, but they're available to purchase.
Big difference.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So watch JDTV said that wasn't the 100. Okay. Well,
I know I didn't recognize that song. It's a 100 song anyway.
Look, okay. We're not, we're not going to get it. We're not going to do that, are we?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Come on. Relax.
Yeah, we are Ticketmaster School, Edwin Moore. And for those who've already had season tickets, then we have a link to our own renewals so that we can just log in and our invoice, your invoice should be once you log in your inbox, your Ticketmaster account, and you can pay right there.
Okay, can we hit up a couple other notes around the SWAC that have come up? Did you notice that the school in Jackson brought in a professional player by the name of Kendrick Perkins?
They didn't hire him.
Well,
they announced him.
They announced him. Okay, they announced that.
I still want to see what that means, though.
Joining the basketball program. Well,
he's on ESPN, and busy a lot. So I wonder what that really means.
Well, as the general manager, they say it's supposed to help increase the. I think there's a component where he's going to do some things with the journalism school. I think there's also some inroads with, creating some new revenue streams or helping with the NIL.
Well, it's a positive thing. I'm glad.
Like you said,
but I just want to know what it means, though.
Will he do more than what our former ambassador did?
Amen.
I don't think you got to do a whole lot to trump it, but I think he can beat it. So, but it joins the, who was it? John Wall signed on to be a similar role with Howard University.
Mm-hmm.
FAMU almost had Shaquille O'Neal in that role.
Yeah, and I would tell you that I know that Coach Ward had someone in the NBA also that they were looking to do last year, but I don't know what happened with it. But I don't know.
Okay. So yeah, there's that. But okay, maybe one day, The ESPN events signed a new 3-year partnership with Toyota. And so Toyota will be a presenting sponsor for the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff presented by Toyota and the Cricket Celebration Bowl presented by Toyota.
Right.
And Toyota will also be a part of the Red Lobster Band of the Year. And they will also be a part of some halftime shows, some sponsorship naming. So it's a 3-year commitment. And I think, I'm pretty sure, obviously, this year's MEAC SWAC Challenge features Howard and Alabama A&M. Next year's is already on the books in terms of who the opponents are. But I don't believe the following year has been announced, even though there are some people who I know who say they know who it is, but it hasn't been officially announced. So
I know we coming up again.
Not in the next 2 years?
28, 29.
Oh, I wonder, are we part of the 28?
28 or 29, I can't remember. At least that's the way it was.
That's when what you heard?
That's what, yeah. Back,
well,
but things change. So that was about a year or two ago.
SWAC Challenge Kickoff, which used to be the only HBCU game on week 0. This year there are 20 additional games.
Yeah, everybody play now,
including our game against Albany State. So, the eyes and attention will not solely be on that game. I mean, there's some pretty good matchups. I think there's some intriguing matchups happening in week 0. And I would say the Howard Alabama A&M game is probably not one of the top 3. It's probably number 4. It's in the top 5, but I don't think it's one of the top 3. Just my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. But we'll see what it means. So if you missed any part of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab from yesterday, John Grant, the executive director of those 2 events, was on the show. Very interesting conversation. You can go back and watch it on the BCSN Pod Zone, everywhere that you download and listen to podcasts. That's BCSN Pod Zone. And that was Tuesday's episode of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. I think episode 830 was the show. Anything else conference related, Kelvin, that you saw that you wanted to mention, or anything else?
No, I think we done addressed everything that was on the script. Looking forward to SWAC Media Days on July 15th. And as a tease, look for a upcoming Avengers show, as well as the Superlative show in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, the Avengers, who will be in Birmingham, Alabama. I've talked to the boss, and those plans are set in stone. We're good. Right. I'm told that besides Kelvin and myself, I'm told that Tasha and Ashley of Fang Exchange will be there. I'm told that Troy will be there. Steve Campbell may be there. Not quite sure yet. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. But we'll talk plenty to talk about for once we come out of that, and we'll kind of record that on site. And if we don't do it live, we'll probably record it and then run it in place of our normally scheduled Wednesday night show, because SWAC Media Day is Wednesday night.
Right.
Wednesday in the morning, early afternoon. Of course, the Black College Sports Network, we always do our live coverage from the site. And then, we're traveling that evening, so we will not be able to do a live show. So, I'm just, then, we'll either do the show that we do, that Avengers show, we'll either re-air it, or the Wednesday night will be the first time it actually airs. But haven't decided yet. But we'll figure that out. All right, man. I don't know. I think that's about it. So, yeah, I think we can get ready to put a pin on it. Again, I want to remind everybody, it was a heavy FAMU DRS day. All of the folks who are going to be in Tallahassee this weekend for the Be Out Day and the other surrounding events, have a good time, a safe weekend. You can, of course, be a part of the Friday evening events, or you could go to the school Saturday, I think from noon to 7, and have a good time. And then I also want to encourage everybody to support the FAMU boys basketball fundraiser. You can text DRS B-Ball to 71777. That's DRS B-Ball to 71777. Hold on, I'll put a nice little banner up there to kind of help it out there, so that way everybody can visually see it. There you go. So text DRS B-Ball to 71777, or you can go to the link, which I'm going to put in the chat, and you can support the Coach Desir and the boys program, trying to raise $12,000.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Anything else? Any other shout outs you want to give?
No. I'm good for tonight.
All right. Oh, let me put this one little thing in the chat. There we go. And you'll see that coming through in the chat for everybody who's watching, wherever you're watching. And, of course, if you're watching on the replay, it'll be there as well. So, again, we appreciate all of our FAMU High guests, Shawana McFarland, as well as Coach Dion Desir for joining us as well. All right. Well, make sure you're following Kelvin on Twitter and Instagram. I know he'll be posting some photos and such from this weekend. And I'm sure some of the peeps that I know, they'll be in attendance. And so I hope everybody has a good time.
Yeah,
a good time. And yeah. So again,
always do.
Yeah.
Baby Rattlers always do.
Oh man, you guys have a good time up there in Tallahassee.
Yeah, I know you're a busy man.
You gonna show up? You tell me, you gonna show up? I will be on the road tomorrow morning, heading to Atlanta. Live period. We got we're playing in up at the what is the place? Lakewood, Lake Point. We're playing up at Lake Point this weekend in Atlanta. Got one game on crazy. Got one game on Friday and 3 games on Saturday. I'm like, who scheduled this stuff? So anyway, we're staying up there near Kennesaw State University, and just like, so long drive, but I'll be in the A for a few days and then be back in Orlando. And then I think I'm heading back to Atlanta the first weekend in July. So
yeah,
I'll be, my summer starts after this weekend. No more basketball for a while.
You smoking in the Bennett, burning up the road.
Burning up the road. That's it, boy. It's hot out there. All right. Well, that's going to do it for tonight. Marcus Green was out on assignment somewhere, so hopefully he'll be back next week. We'll see. Maybe we'll have some updates on some recruiting news. There have been a few offers and commitments. We usually try to repost those on our Instagram page. So if you're following us on IG, you'll kind of see, if you check the feeds, we usually kind of reshare those once we get some commitments. And we'll go from there. Edwin. It depends, man. Depends on how the night goes, Can be tipping out in a 15-passenger van. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to be doing that.
He's got pros in different area codes.
All right. I'm cutting off the chat. All right. It's time to go. Thank you guys for watching the show. Hit the thumbs up and the like button if you would. And we will look forward to seeing everybody next Wednesday right here. Same bat time, same bat channel. You've been watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. For Kelvin Rozier and Marcus Green, who's out on assignment, I'm Bryan Fulford. Rattler Nation, please stay awake and have a great weekend. Be safe, stay cool, and make sure to strike, and strike again wherever you are. God bless. Good night.
Thank you.